Hi, happy Monday, and welcome to a hotel room. I took a break for a little bit from shooting and streaming, and so I'm trying to get back into it, and I'm going home tomorrow. I'm in Los Angeles right now. But as I look over the city in my hotel room, I was on Twitter, and I found a thread that I wanted to read because I thought it was funny. Is that a crime to think something that you see on Twitter is funny? Yes, it is actually. I'm gonna lock you up and throw away the key and burn the whole building down. The Twitter account is called Speed Read Dan, and he's got a profile picture that looks like every single user profile that reviews movies on YouTube in the year 2012. For some reason, they really had that like cartoony look, and they all wanted to look like superheroes, and it's like, dude, you review Pixar movies. It's fine. Relax. But today, I jumped on and I found this thread and I knew I had to read it. It says, hot girl psychology. Don't spell hot like that. It's not cool. You shouldn't spell it like that because that's not how it's spelled, and it also looks really dumb. The definitive guide to the fairer sex. Now, does that mean that he wants to have fairer sex because he's not getting enough love in the bedroom, or does he mean that there is a sex that is more fair? Or this fair, that's like a good in old-timey sayings, right? If you say a woman is fair, my fair maiden, perhaps. I sound like a Redditor. And also, before we start, I have a new song coming out on August 1st. If you click the link in the description below, you can listen to a sneak peek of it, and you can also follow us on Spotify, and you can follow us on Apple Music, and you can pre-save the song on Apple Music, so you can make sure that you hear it when it comes out. It'd be very nice if you clicked that link and helped me out. It's going to be a nice, good old time. I'm excited for the song to come out. How to score 7s, 8s, and even 9s right now and for the rest of your life. You know what those numbers mean, those subjective numbers. So you're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to date people based on an arbitrary number out of 10. I guess no one can really promise. I guess I could follow this guide and have too high of standards to even find someone that is close to that. What if my standards are just really high? How is a coach gonna fix that? You're gonna do a lobotomy on me and make me like people that aren't as attractive? What if I only want to date A-list friggin' celebrities? I'm a YouTuber after all, right guys? Discover what makes beauty attainable. It's all a state of mind. Dan says that beautiful women have the power of kings, and they surely don't look like them. You've seen the royal family. They look like they're melting. They look like they are popsicle sticks on a hot summer day in the glorious shires of Pembrokeshire. Men have sacrificed their lives at the altar of morality in hopes of securing her. It sounds like I'm leading a cult from my hotel room. If someone heard me talking in the other room, they would call the police on me. Such soft features have driven men mad. They must do everything in their reach to have her. Monuments have and will be built to honor this beauty. Now, what is he talking about? I don't know yet. I feel like I missed one of the tweets. I guess he's just talking about a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman has the power of kings. Men will work in dangerous conditions and fight to the death to live to bed a woman of allure. They will write poetry to enchant her, frame the comforts of her life for her, and do what it takes to be in her graceful presence. As an Olympic track star, according to this photo, I guess that's what he wants to be. He wants to be like a health professional at the Olympics for a track. To have her, we must answer the age-old question, what do women want? Well, Dan, I'm pretty sure they don't want you to be writing full-ass Twitter threads about how to get them. I feel like that might be number one on their list for what they don't want. Number one would be, I don't want a stinky boy. I don't want a stinky boy near me. He needs to put on deodorant and shower. You can't pick one or the other. And change your clothes often. That's what I think number one should be for them. And then number two is probably don't make a long Twitter thread about how obsessed you are with a woman who doesn't exist yet. This is a hypothetical woman, by the way. Every single photo has been a different person. To find out, we must go into her mind. Go into her mind like a magic school bus. Into the world of hot girl psychology. We're in a college course here now taught by Speed Read Dan, who needs to take a second and speed read through this Twitter thread so he can think again about why he should have not posted this. Okay, we'll start with a 7 and work our way up. I hate this. I haven't read the thread yet. I hate this so much. Guys, it's an arbitrary number. It's subjective. It's what you think it is. So a 7 to one person is almost never going to be exactly a 7 to another person. Also, why am I talking as if I need to give any validity to the idea of putting a number on someone's attractiveness? Not something that I do. Usually if I find someone attractive, I think they're attractive. I don't immediately go to the board, at the drawing board, and rank them with the rest of the possible mates. We'll start with 7 and work our way up. 7s are so much better than 6s, guys. It's like better. It's totally better by like 1. For men of any real status, the binary... Oh, I thought he was going to start talking about like non-binary babes. Because you got to include the non-binary babes if you're going to be talking about 7. For men of any real status, the binary WB is between a 6 and a 7. What? What's WB? 7s take care of themselves. 7s have standards. You see, a 6 is far more promiscuous than a 7. 7s usually make great mothers. Yeah, I had a pretty good upbringing. My mom was a certified 7. She did a great job. What can I say? If she was an 8, would have been a mess. Would have been a complete mess. She probably would have smoked in the house. But a 7? I'm a good kid. 7s are often known for being much more industrious, conscientious, and harder working. Lauren Southern is a good example. No, I don't think you'd say that, Dan. I don't think that you would say that. Actually, I think you should probably shouldn't give examples. I think maybe we should sit back and not do that. I think we should start giving arbitrary numbers to, things that should be actually shared. Like what I think about a movie. I thought Thor: Love and Thunder was a 3 out of 10. That's a good use of an arbitrary number, okay? But when you're talking about other people's looks, funny enough, that's not cool to do, okay? Come on, the PC police have struck again. Wii U. So I can rate a movie that a bunch of people have worked on, but I can't put a picture of a woman on Twitter and put a number on her beauty for everyone to judge and objectify. It's the same thing with movies. That's a good argument. They should keep on making that argument. It's a good one. 7s know their own value. They don't fret over it. This makes them much more practical and pragmatic than 6s or 8s. This isn't a goddamn Enneagram. It's nothing, actually. This is like a magic 8-ball that you jerk off and then it gives you a random number and you're going to take it home and it's going to make you a great mother all of a sudden. However, many of them are 7s, not because of naturally gifted traits, but because they're high maintenance. 7s often frequent gyms. So you can't... So if you're a 7, you are a great mother and you also love the gym. And you're also more practical and you're more pragmatic than 6s or 8s. That drives us to the conclusion that I don't know what the hell is going on. 7s are naturally somewhat more masculine for some reason, more likely to be decisive and know what they want. If you want a 7, you must first be what she wants. Yes, they all have lists. Hey, newsflash, we've got a red alert. They actually don't have lists. Most of them don't have lists. I am actually a pretty normal person, and I don't have a list. And so I would assume that other normal people out there would also not have lists. So I think we can all come together and agree that we should probably avoid the meta of the list game when it comes to dating. I dropped something on the ground. More and more 7s are ending up alone as most current men are well below their standards. Guys, you're all dating 5s and 6s. Why are you leaving all the 7s out to dry? They want to be mothers. They want to go to the gym. But this is the catch. 8s are way more fun than 7s. They are higher in openness to experience, less conscientious, more agreeable, higher on extroversion, and less neurotic. Almost all PUA material, no idea what that means, is aimed at attracting 8s. All women are like that means all 8s are like that. Am I right, guys? Who can disagree with me? Who can disagree with me at that statement? Anyone out here? Anyone out here in this freaking hotel? You often hear that joke that crypto bros are like the astrology girls of men, but I think that this right here is a whole different tier of like following some fucking completely arbitrary god that doesn't mean anything. And that god is giving numbers to people and expecting it to reflect in their personality. Just because a girl has an attractiveness rating of a 7 out of 10 doesn't mean that she is going to raise a child better. You know why? Because that doesn't make any sense. You can have pros of one thing and cons of another. One number out of 10, there's 10 of those numbers. I maybe throw in a 0. They all don't have the same exact traits. It's just bizarre. It makes more sense, and it's funnier to like tell someone that because they were born at this certain time of year that their boyfriend's gonna like break up with them and commit a felony in the same week. I don't know. This is like not fun. This is like homework. At least astrology like is like a fortune cookie. Why is this thread so long? It's so long. 8s are much more promiscuous than 7s and are almost as much as 6s. 8s are often very subjective thinkers, completely in the world of their feelings, and in order to get an 8, your best bet as a man is to act like a psychopath. They want someone to ruin their lives. Okay, I thought that the thread was getting a little boring and then they hit me with that. That's great. You heard me, guys. If you want a wife, someone who goes to the gym, someone who's a logical thinker, you gotta go with a 7. But if you want a hot chick, you actually have to break into her house and take pictures of her when she sleeps and slip little Polaroids under the front door so vacation of her life melts before her eyes and everything she knows uncomfortable and envying is a nightmare in itself. Those between 8.0 and 8.5 have the unfortunate tendency to hit the wall really hard. A lot of them are addicted to different substances and don't normally take very good care of their bodies. Usually they go down south of Antarctica as soon as they have their first child. Now that sounds bad, guys, but the worst score is probably around 8.2. They're super hot in their 20s, these 8.2s. You guys know, if these 8.2s, when they're in their 20s, it's game over. Wait, but what makes them an 8.2 then? Because isn't the number based on how attractive they are? Or is this a different number that isn't based on how attractive they are, but is based on like all this other shit? Because it's like suddenly I'm doing the Fibonacci sequence trying to figure out whether or not I should date a girl that I said was cute at the bar. And now they're telling me, no, you gotta, that's an 8.2. You have to kill her. You have to kill her. You have to take out your gun and you have to kill her right now. They're super hot in their 20s and then they head down a really awful spiral in their late 20s and 30s. It's literally like a king being dethroned and having to live in exile among peasants and squalor. Wouldn't that mean that they're not 8.2s though? I guess they're saying, are they 8.2s right now in their 20s? Are we all assuming that this is someone in our early 20s? We're only dating women in our early 20s? However, low 8s are actually surprisingly easy to get. Isn't a low 8 around an 8.2 and an 8.2 you have to like take out with a BB gun? I don't think that this makes sense. I'm still trying to figure it out, guys. It might make sense by the end of it, but right now, I'm not super confident about it. You just have to be fun, outgoing, carefree, and a little bit dominant. They'll look good for a handful of years, and then they'll look prematurely middle-aged. So drop them off at the curb once you're done with them, because they're going to the recycling center. Get out of here, low 8s. We don't want you. We want 7s. They are mothers. They are beautiful, beautiful specimens. But if you're an 8, if you're a little too attractive, then we got to throw you to the dogs. The difference between an 8.3 and an 8.6 seen here, and if you guys want to see here, the photo is of a pregnant woman. So I guess that's the difference between an 8.3 and an 8.6. I don't know what one is the pregnant one, if it's an 8.3 or 8.6, so I'd probably just avoid that whole stretch. You don't want an 8.2 though, so don't go too low, and you're not going to get an 8.7. You could never get an 8.7. You're a piece of shit. You're not going to get an 8.7. 8.1 might be that score. The difference between them is that mid to high 8s are actually more eager to have kids and actually experience much, much less wear and tear from having them. Oh yes, like a Toyota Camry, that baby is gonna drive for miles. There are no regrets to having children, because if there's no wear and tear, then what are you losing but years of your life tormenting someone who doesn't even want to be on this earth because you are the father of their child. Mid to high 8s also have much higher acceptance of life in general. Very low neuroticism. Help me out. I'm not a goddamn scientist. I know Speed Read Dan is. Not me, unfortunately. Mid-8s are known for being extremely happy people. Most of the hottest girls you'll see at a high-status party would be in this range. At this stage, virtually all of their basic needs are taken care of by someone else in their lives. This stage, they can be very naive of reality. Don't worry though, the guy who wrote this is not naive of reality. He's got a very good idea of what's going on. He's got a big fat, heavy head on his shoulders. High 8s can become quite detached from day-to-day living. Men and other women do so many favors for them that they don't even realize anymore this guy sucks at writing. Am I bad at reading? Or is Dan just really bad at writing a tweet? I'm gonna go with the latter. They're not necessarily proud, just kind of clueless. They're like a big seal in the middle of Antarctica, no idea what's going on, just purely going off of nature. There's no nurture there. There's none of it. Starting at around 8.8, women start to develop high society traits. This sounds like a eugenics racism thing. Also, you notice how literally every woman in these pictures are just like white, skinny, tall, actresses. Any women at this level and above will be introduced to wealthy men regardless of their background. Any trashy or classless woman is below this level as they haven't been socialized from a young age into regality. Dude, who is this guy? What is His bio is, I judge a book by its cover, and he was born at the Fountain of Youth. I don't like that picture. I don't like this picture. I don't like this tweet at all, actually. This is a bad tweet, and I'm going to exit out of it now. What is a 9? Are you guys ready? I don't think you're ready to hear what a 9 is all about. The 7 was next door. You'll meet 8s at college. I'm sure Dan still goes to college to meet a lot of those. But 9s. 9s are truly rare. In some places, fewer than 1 in 1,000 people are 9s. These are the alpha females. Look at that. Who would have thought that we'd hit the key word of the day? Their wish is their command. Men hearken to their voice, and they crave an even higher alpha to obey. They always find such men. 9s are actually much, much more intelligent than most people think. A large percentage of 9s actually have genius level IQs. Trophy wives are 8s. 9s have specific plans and priorities for their lives. Keep in mind, Cleopatra spoke at least 9 languages. Ah, yes, the smartest woman in the world. That's what we all go to immediately when we hear that sentence. Oh, wow. Okay, he's throwing Charlie D'Amelio up there as a 9. Dan, be careful. You're treading on thin ice, Dan. So he tweets like 15 tweets about 9. Okay, no, I'm still scrolling. It's like 20 tweets about 9s. He's still going about it. Okay, wow. There is so much here. Hot girls love taking selfies. They have thousands, if not tens of thousands of them in their phone. 9s are known for taking images of themselves in mirrors. I think a lot of us do that. I don't know if that necessarily makes us 9s. I know that it doesn't do that for me, but maybe others are luckier. Hot girls in general love making silly faces. These are what you call hot girl facial expressions. Check that out. That's a girl with a snake on her face and a big smile on my face, because apparently that is a hot girl expression, and I like hot girls. Thank you very much. These expressions actually indicate a level of playfulness that you don't see in 5s and 6s. Hot girls have a youthful luster for life that truly is beautiful. But also, Dan needs to bring up the fact that there are Sigma females that don't exactly fit on a 1 to 10 scale. These women often have otherworldly features in their own unique kind of beauty, and they're beyond the scope of this thread. They are otherworldly. They're on a different dimension, a different axis. Dan said he also didn't cover Black or Asian girls. Please go ahead, Dan. Why don't you cover them for us? Their hot girl psychology also has somewhat different rules. Why? Quick question, Dan, can you tell me why? Also, I don't know if 10s exist. I may have seen a 9.8 or 9.9 before, but a 10s probably only exist in every other age, like Helen of Troy. Dan, what are we talking about? You don't know what she looks like. You just posted a picture of her bust. That's not exactly what she looked like, Dan. Do you have something to tell us about how you feel about women who are carved out of stone? Also, if you are of the fairer sex, I have seen women increase their score by up to 1.5 without even weight loss, guys. Mindset practices, healthy living, manifesting. Manifest yourself from a high 6 to a low 8, or a high 7 to a low 9. But always know that you cannot go up by more than 1.5. 1.5 is the max you can go. If you are a 5 right now, you're shit out of luck, because you are going to be a piece of garbage for the rest of your life. To get a hot girl, you need to make sure that you always know where you're going. You're presiding. You effortlessly make all the decisions. You take care of the details. She doesn't have to worry about a thing. Nothing phases you. Nothing gets through you. To get a hot girl, you need to take up space. She must feel safe when you're with her, even when you're doing exciting or potentially dangerous things. Women's basic negative emotion is fear, and she must not sense fear. Guys, if you are a woman and you are to have a negative emotion, that emotion will always by default be fear. You're not super happy. You're gonna start panicking. It's gonna get scary. Make yourself bigger than you are. Make her feel smaller than she is. Don't do that. You shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea. Don't make someone feel smaller than they are. Actually, a negative thing, almost always. And guys, I think that's where I'm gonna end the first chapter of me looking at this awesome thread. If you want me to read another thread like this and talk and pace and have a good time, because I thought that was kind of fun, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that we can sort of get back into the mix of having some fun together on this channel, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, if you liked the video, I don't know, subscribe, maybe comment, maybe, share the video with a friend, maybe? Is that crazy to say? Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Future is rough. Hipster